Oh, there's nothing like the great outdoors to fill your soul. There's nothing like the great outdoors. Keep you from growing old. That's not even in this music, in this movie. That was a Disney thing from it was a Disney, you remember that? It was a Disney sing-along song video where they're at Disneyland, and it was the Country Bears thing. I remember that. But I always think of this movie I always think of that song when I think of this movie. So, we got The Great Outdoors with John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, Annette Bening, and Robert Prosky. And it tells the tale of one Chet, who takes his family, played by John Candy, who takes his family on a vacation where his brother-in-law Roman, played by Dan Aykroyd, and his family show up. The brother-in-law and his family, not Dan Aykroyd's family, but show up and cause trouble. Written by John Hughes. A man going on vacation with his family and hilarity ensues. Written by John Hughes, you say? Yeah, I grew up in the 90s, and I grew up in the age of, especially at my grandma's house, we would watch those kinds of movies with Dan Aykroyd and John Candy and Bill Murray and all that stuff. We'd watch those. Those kind of movies were on the TV, and one of those movies that played constantly was The Great Outdoors. Now going into this, the only thing I remembered was the bald-headed bear. That's all I could remember, is the bear. So going into this, first of all, I want to talk about this DVD, alright? I bought this DVD, when is this? 2006 release, but I'm pretty sure I bought it in as far back as 2015 at least, maybe less. But okay, yawn. So I started watching this movie as soon as I woke up. I put it in. I told myself I'm gonna bust some of these out today. And it was jarring, to say the least. I put it in. It started playing right away. But then the aspect ratio, okay? Not only is it the 4.3 aspect where you just cut off here and you see like that, hi, 4.3. But they also have it in widescreen. So it's like a little rectangle in the middle of your TV. And I know I said with one of the Chuck Norris movies that I tried to do, I remember which one it was, the Delta Force or something like that I couldn't watch it. It was just, no. But I didn't want to repick. So I just watched it. And it was a little jarring to watch. I could have get the Blu-ray. I know they have a Blu-ray now, but so sitting here watching this, I couldn't help but I can't stop yawning. I couldn't help but think, as things were happening, because it is very similar to Vacation, in my opinion. Guy takes his family on what he wants to be his vacation. And someone comes along, or something comes along and ruins it and makes it, does wacky shenanigans and stuff like that. Just think of this. Let's say Chet was... Let's replace John Candy with Chevy Chase. Make them the Griswolds, right? Take Roman, make him Cousin Eddie, right? it could be a National Lampoon's Vacation movie. There's some difference in Cousin Eddie and Roman, to be honest, but... And I think that's what makes it a little different. But to me, this script could have been just a basis for another vacation movie. Which, at this point, they hadn't done Christmas Vacation yet. Or even Vegas Vacation. So this could have been like National Lampoon's Outdoor Vacation. Or Backwoods Vacation. Or Camping Vacation. Something like that. But it just seems a little bit like that. Dan Aykroyd's character in this film is very annoying. Like, very, very, very annoying. And that's the point. There are times I'm sitting there going, oh, shut up, shut up. But that's the point. And Dan Aykroyd does that very well. He plays that annoying character type in this film very well. In contrast, John Candy plays the simple person just wanting to be on vacation character, you know, straight man, so to speak. Although there is some wacky stuff. You know, again, there's this thing with a boat where they go nuts, you know, and then I could see that being in a vacation movie. I'm just saying. There's even a gag with a dead person. I just thought about this. Where the family's taking a picture with this like 100-something-year-old person, and Rob Frosty comes up and says he died in a car on the way up here, and they're like, "What? Why you die? What?" I'm like, isn't that Aunt Edna? That's the same as Aunt Edna, right? She died in a car, right? I mean, come on. Hughes reused a little bit. I'm saying a little bit. You know, he used his experience with vacation to kind of push this forward. And this movie chugs along at a steady pace. There's a couple things of this film that I felt weren't necessary. One, the son's romance subplot. The son, Buck, which is weird because then John Candy would go on to play Uncle Buck later. Also written and directed by John Hughes. Just saying. But the oldest son, Buck, he's in town and he's playing pool, and he accidentally sticks his pool cue in this girl's corner pocket, if you know what I mean. She's bent over and he's going like this, and it goes to... Only in an 80's comedy could you see something like that. She flips out, smacks him, even though he didn't mean to do it. What's weird is, like, this happens, and she turns around and smacks him, and the pool cue goes flying. But then, in the very next... When the camera goes back to Buck, he's holding the pool cue. But she smacks it out of his hands. So how does he have the pool cue again? And I know people might say, it's her pool cue. But no. If you watch it, it's his pool cue that goes flying. I swear. I could be wrong, but I swear it's his pool cue that goes flying. He goes out, talks to this girl. Here's my problem. A couple of problems with this. One, I don't think this love romance thing is necessary because they don't even put that much into it. Like, they talk here, and then they have a couple scenes where they're talking, and then there's one little thing where, like, he's supposed to meet up with her, but he's running late, so she gets pissed and wants nothing to do with him. And there's this whole little something, like, he's talking to her, then the next day they're on a boat on the lake and stuff, and she's like, oh, I've met guys out here all the time that I never had a boyfriend longer than 2 weeks. And he's like, well, I'm only here for 3 weeks. And then he's like, well, I've never known a girl enough to call her my girlfriend. And she's like, well, what do you call me? And he's like, my girlfriend. And I'm like, you guys just met the night before. Is it a little fast here? I get movies do the, the whole love at first sight thing, right? that sort of thing. But I don't know. And then there's he was late and she's had enough. And you could explain, oh, she did that because she knew he was leaving. So she just made it easier. Say, oh, I'll just pretend to be mad. But it never comes back. She just shows up at the end after everything happens. And it's like, I want you to feel so love-struck you'll never look at another girl again. And I'm just like, okay. And they have a kiss goodbye. And it's just like, I don't know. Was this even necessary? Because she's not in the last part of the film. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know. I just think you take all that out, you're not needed. And I think that speaks to the fact that, again, it's very National Lampoon's Vacation, because Rusty would find a girl. Seems like something Rusty Griswold would do, is find a girl, have a little romance. Also, after the initial incident where she smacks him and runs outside, he goes to find her and she's out there smoking, right? How old is she? She's able to sit out there and smoke. How old is she? And I get it. 80s teenagers did it all the time. My mom did that. So it's not necessarily she could be over 18. But how old is she? She's got a job. And again, this is the summer, so who knows? And they never establish how old she actually is compared to him. And he looks younger than she does. He looks at least 16, where she looks as if she's in her 20s. I get it, they're probably both the same age. But I'm just saying, I don't know. 80s, who knows? The other thing about this film is the bald-headed bear. Remember I said that's the only thing I remembered in this film? And it feels forced. And that's because it was. It feels shoehorned in, I should say. And it was. Because originally, the film was going to end with the two girls, Roman's daughters, being pulled by a giant fish after they caught it. And Roman coming to save the day. His little turnaround thing. However, because they had problems with the mechanical fish, they changed it to a bear. And they have this whole story at the beginning that just seems to come out of nowhere. He's all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you a scary story. How about this bear? And it's just okay. And it's one of those things where you don't mention it again until the very end, where he sees the bald-headed bear. And it is funny, he comes in, big bear, big bear, big bear, chase, big bear, chase, big bear, chase me. And then it knocks down the door. I did laugh at that. I did it. Big bear, chase me. It knocks down the door. I did like that. But it's just it feels shoehorned. And it was. Because before this, we had the turnaround, right? Where, Roman reveals he was there to scam money off of him, off of Chet, because he's broke. And he makes up this wedding story, and, he apologizes. And then they find out the daughters have gone down the mine shaft. And unbeknownst to Chet, Roman saves them, facing his claustrophobia. That should have been enough. But then you have Chet run off to get rope and come back, and then there's the bear. Because we introduced that at the beginning with the story, so we had to bring that back. If you take out the story, and you take out this bear thing, and you have Chet there when he saves his daughters, and Chet realizes he's not that bad of a person, and they just, reconcile, that's fine. That would have been fine. But you needed a wacky thing to end the film with, so you have the bear. And not only that, you have Robert Prosky come back. He's already a bald-headed bear, but you have him shoot the bear in the ass, and now he has a bald ass. I don't know. I'm sure it was funny, and then the bear gets embarrassed, I guess, I don't know. And then there's this thing in the credits where they're at the bar, and they're dancing along to that song that no one knows the name of, but it goes, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. That song. And it it's a very weird scene because like Dan Aykroyd just being an asshole, rubbing up against the. He's like rubbing his ass on the freaking counter bar thing, and like he's dancing around with the woman that's supposed to be his brother's wife, and I don't know. It's just very weird. But the performances are pretty good. And then of course they got to talk about the scene where John Candy's character eats the giant ass steak, and just how he has to keep on doing it because if he does finish it, it's this big old steak. If he finishes it, his family eats for free. So he's got to finish it. He's just, That's a funny scene to me. I'm just saying. But there's also Star Wars glasses, by the way. There's a scene where Roman and Jack are sitting on the deck there, and they're talking, and Roman is smoking and stuff like that. They're talking. And you can see there's two glasses with drinks. The drinks are there, two glasses. And they're Star Wars glasses, because apparently Burger King was doing a special thing at that point in time in 1988 or 87, who knows. This film is one of 3 films being filmed at the exact same time. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which I'm guessing was almost done because Young Handy was also in that, with Steve Martin, and directed by John Hughes. And then another film directed by John Hughes called She's Having a Baby, with Kevin Bacon. And actually, at the end of that film, there are the couple are debating what they want to name their baby. So in the end, a bunch of celebrities chime in with names, and two of those celebrities are Dan Aykroyd and John Candy, and they're clearly on the set of The Great Outdoors. I'm just saying, there you go. Yeah, this is no holiday, this is war. But, yeah, I really like this. Dan Aykroyd comes off as a very sleazy person, and considering what comes, from his character, he is sleazy, and it works. John Candy comes off as a very sweet, naive person, who just wants a vacation with his family, and that's what it's supposed to be, and it works. But like I said, there's a couple of necessary things. The Buck having a romance thing is not necessary, and the bear, very shoehorned for me. Like, I don't know, Roman conquers his fear to save his daughters, and Chet's not even around to see that because he doesn't even know the girls are out of the mine shaft at that point. And it was just a shoehorn in the bear. I don't know. But I'll say, without a doubt, The Great Outdoors is pretty good. So, let's do pretty good so far in this review series. So, let's go ahead and pick us out a Blu-ray from the bag. I should have 2 bags, one Blu-ray, one DVD. So it's easier for me to do, but who knows. Blu-ray, we have a Blu-ray, and it is, oh boy, Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing. So, look for that one sometime later today. I promise you, I am going to change my shirt. I know I've been wearing this shirt for a few days. Today is my laundry day. So I will eventually have a different shirt on. I promise. I could wear a t-shirt, but it gets too hot in here. These are comfortable, So anyway, besides that, what are your thoughts on The Great Outdoors? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. Shut off.